Welcome to Face Streams. I'm Danny Moran. Whoever causes one of these little ones to sin, better if a great millstone were tied around his neck and thrown to the sea. Jesus is telling us to avoid sin and scandal at all costs. Certainly, we can see so much evil around us that are causing a lot of damage to our society. But what can I do to change these? From Saint Josemaria Escriba, we learn we should drown evil in an abundance of good. In other words, among the best ways to combat the evils of our society is by doing as much good as we can. So what can we do? Where can we start? All that is good starts with prayer. Prayer is raising our minds and hearts to God. Let's not underestimate the power of prayer and how much good prayer can bring to this world. I'm sure we all pray, but let's focus today on the quality of our prayer. Put ourselves really in God's presence every time we pray. Try to remove all the kinds of distractions so that we can enter into a sincere dialogue with God. Whether it's in attending the Mass or saying a rosary, we should put our hearts and minds really in God. Only God can give us the peace that our hearts are looking for. And with this inner peace, we will begin to feel and experience God's presence. And with the peace of God's presence in our daily life, we will sanctify ourselves, our work, and our family life. Father Jacques Philippe gives us this example. Imagine the surface of a lake with the sun shining above it. If the surface of the lake is peaceful, the sun will reflect on it. The more peaceful the lake, the more perfect the reflection of the sun. However, if the surface of the lake is agitated with lots of waves, the sun cannot reflect on it. Our soul in relationship to God is the same. If our soul is at peace, God is reflecting in it. His image and His grace can act through us. But if our soul is agitated, troubled, and disturbed, we will have difficulty receiving and reflecting God's grace. The more our soul is peaceful, balanced, and calm, the more God's goodness and grace will be within us. Improving the quality of our prayer life will improve our relationship with God. And this alone will bring so much peace and goodness to ourselves and to people around us. Then we can establish a plan of prayer in our daily life. However, we are all humans, and many times we fail. Many times we lose our patience in dealing with difficult people. Many times we end up saying or doing things that we often regret. And this can cause us discouragement and sadness. Sadness and discouragement only makes us lose our peace. And when this happens, we should do everything we can to overcome discouragement and recover peace as quickly as possible. The sooner we recover our peace, the better. Being irritated and discouraged only brings us farther away from our prayer life. And any offense against God which discourages us from prayer is pride and inspired by the evil one. Quickly, ask God for pardon for the wrong that we have done, and humbly ask for strength, pardon, and His peace. If necessary, resolve to go to confession at the soonest available time. Then immediately we will regain the peace and the grace that God always wants to fill in our souls. Prayer and the sanctification of our daily life will bring so much goodness to our personal lives and the lives of those around us. In Latin, we hear from St. Paul, Omnia in bonum. All things work for the good for those who love God. So may God continue to shower us with all of His graces, His joy, and mostly His peace.